Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes? So, good afternoon. I'm thrilled to be here. Especially would like to thank you, Amber, for the invite, Juliana. And the reason why I'm thrilled to be here is because our story with Neora didn't start for the NeoFiller. So we've been working together for at least 8 years, and I'm very happy and honored to be here because I think that we are doing an amazing partnership. So everything started 8 years ago when we launched together an exclusive molecule, which is the SAL14, which is based on Biden spilosa. Maybe some of you will remember this. Biden spilosa grows in our farm in South America, in Brazil, and this is very sustainable. Why? Because it's from the ground to the jar. We make all the controls which are needed. So we understand the ground, we understand what we apply to the ground, and then the product grows, and then we make an extraction, and this turns to be added to a bottle. So this product was developed in a very successful partnership with Neora, and after a couple of years in fact, WGSN, which is a very important trendy institute, global speaking, nominated in 2024 Biden spilosa as a trendy ingredient for the years to come. So you see how Neora thought about this way before the trend came in. So it's a lot of success to come with the SAL14 and with the night and the day product with Neora. So that's very exciting, and we are a group of 40 researchers, different and multidisciplinary areas, and we invest 7% of the sales in R&D. Normally, suppliers of ingredients invest around 3%, so we invest 7%, so it's all about science. And do you guys know why? Because you can easily buy one product, apply to your skin, this is easy, but to rebuy the product, you might have a very special efficacy behind. The science needs to be in this jar. And I'm very thrilled that Neora selected 2 ingredients to perform the NeoFiller, which is an amazing product I'm gonna talk about in a few slides. So, let's see. All right, so talking about from the ground to the jar, I already talked about the Biden spilosa, but also we developed together the SAL14, which is an exclusive active developed for Neora for the day and for the night cream, which also has buriti oil, which is very rich in carotenoids, very red. And the moment that we developed, it was a great success. And like I said to you, that's where our story began with Neora. All right, so how can we really prove efficacy? How can we really be trustful about a product that we are buying? It's all based on science, it's all based on safety and efficacy. And of course, when we develop an ingredient, we don't go right away and test in people. We have to go through steps. So we have steps in order to check the safety and the efficacy. These steps are in silico tests, which I'll explain in a few moments, in vitro, and also ex vivo. What does all mean? So, when we think about an active ingredient, because we see that there is a strong trend in plumping or in filling, like the NeoFiller, we go to a computer, and in the computer we can virtually screen ingredients, and it's kind of a similarity between a key and the lock. We can have the perfect key with the perfect lock, and if we can open or lock, we are great. So one of the reasons why we select ingredients is because we might have our human skin, our body, just having a lock, and we come with the key. And if we do the perfect binding, we are going to have an amazing response, a biological response. So this is called in silico. This is where everything starts. But computer is not a human being. Everybody agrees with me, correct? Even if AI guys want to substitute, we will never be substitutable. So we go to the second level, which is called in vitro. What is that? In vitro tests are made in cells, okay? So the ingredient that will be used in the final jar needs to be checked in cells. Which kind of cells? Skin cells. So what are the major skin cells that we test? Keratinocytes, which are part of the epidermis, the first layer of the skin. But we also have fibroblasts, which are the focus of our speech here. Fibroblasts are cells that produce collagen, elastin, and other proteins, which are super important for filling. Also, fibroblasts produces the hyaluronic acid, which are considered glycosaminoglycans. So they are very, very important. Melanocytes are cells responsible for pigmentation. So when you have products that you want to lighten your skin, we need to focus on this cell type. And adipocytes is cells related to fat. Do we want to get plumped of fat on the face? I think so, but not on the body, correct? Nobody wants to boost body fat here, but face fat is something that we are going to see, and that's what will make NeoFiller very, very exciting and different from what is in the market. So, going to our third level, after we test the cell, we have a lot of people that love to do plastic surgery, blepharoplasty, eye plastic surgery, and we remove a piece of the skin, and these people agree in giving that piece of skin to an institute that will make research. That's what we do. We take that piece of skin, and then we are going to apply to this tissue the final product. We don't apply the ingredient, we apply the final product, and we are able to see how much collagen we produce, how much elastin we produce. So this picture that you are seeing that looks like a lettuce, it's a fluorescence of the amount of collagen we can produce through a piece of the skin coming from the eye. And why from the eye, not from the belly? Because the eye is exposed. It's real life. Okay? From the belly, it's under your clothes. So the skin that we remove from volunteers that gives us that, and we normally do this test in 6 different volunteers. We have their ages, we know everything that's going on, and then we are going to have this skin in our institute and check if the skin with the product is able to produce what we are looking for, all right? So this is the way we test. Now, some pictures for you. So this is the picture of the equipments which are responsible to help us in these tests as far as we have the cells or the skin coming from eye plastic surgery. So that's where everything starts. And I'm very, very happy to tell you that Neora partnered with us again, and we had this exclusive active called BioFill, which is one of the ingredients of the NeoFiller, and it's based on thyme. Who likes to cook here? Raise your hand. Who knows thyme? Thyme is very good, and it's very good for centuries. So there is a very important trend about thyme, and thyme, it's kind of an ingredient from foodstuff used in the beauty industry. And thyme extract, it's interesting, but more than that, Neora looked into the face fillers market, which are very invasive, which are, you know, there's a high investment. And then when we look into what this active can do, this active can, in fact, increase the amount of fat in the face. That's very unique, because normally the fillers, they boost collagen, but they do not boost fat. When you are 35 years old, you see how we look very nice in terms of these yellow parts. When we are 45, the fat is going down, the structure of the skin. The fat is the structural aging. And when we are 55, oh my God, we need help. So even if even if we go and do our injections, the injection will not boost fat. The injection will be adding hyaluronic acid to our skin. So the Neo filler is a top product because it will boost fat. But the question is how we are going to boost this fat. So we look again into a thyme plantation that we have also in Brazil, so we control all the sustainable part of the story. And then we take this thyme extract and we put into a capsule that is called a liposome, which is able to penetrate and boost fat on the face. Nobody wants to lose fat or be very thin or the Ozempic face. Have you heard about this? Like this? Or flaccid, because you want to plump. So the biofuel is supposedly plumping the fat on the skin, making the skin very looking firm and nice. And like I said, thyme is used for centuries. But besides the biofuel, there is a second active, very interesting. And here we have the befores and after that we did in our lab, and Neora did amazing clinicals I saw on your files. It's impressive how we can see the reduction of these very in-depth nasolabial lines or the smile lines. But we have a second ingredient, and here, pay attention. Who likes to cook here? Raise your hand. All right, so talking about BioRenew 1223. Why I'm asking if you guys like to cook? Because this active is based on apple and ginger, so everything from the food area. And have you heard that an apple a day likes a doctor away? Have you heard about this? All right, so we have our other active, which is also an exclusive active for Neora based on apple and ginger. And it's all about epigenetics. I will give you two examples. What is epigenetics? First of all, if you know twins, identical twins, if you have anybody in the family, normally the twins, they are identical, they have the same genes, and they decide to, you know, one can get married with a very nice Brazilian guy and lives in Brazil. The other one decides that she likes more, you know, maybe the cold weather and goes to Alaska, okay? After maybe 30 or 40 years old, they come together, and when we look into their faces, they are totally different. So where is the identicity here? I have 1 minute and 20 seconds. So what is the identical meaning here? What happens is that these people, they are identical in genes, but they have different environmental conditions, okay? So the one who was in Brazil, loved the beach, stayed there in Copacabana, you know, all happy life, all right, didn't use a lot of sunscreens, or maybe ate a lot of junk food, or stayed in environments very polluted. The other one, which lives in Alaska, I have no clue, but I believe that the sun there is not very, very strong. There is a cold weather, which also gets our skin very dry, the barrier very dry, but when they are put together, you see how different they are. That's what we call epigenoma. So we have some genes which are dormant. The youth genes are dormant, and we need to wake them up. So what we are going to do with the Neora BioRenew, they wake them up, the genes of the youth. And another comparison, very quick, is about the cookers. I like it if you guys like to cook. A cookbook will be the representation of your genes, okay? Every person has a recipe. But sometimes, depending on your mood, you take a bookmark and you decide to mark the page of the low-carb recipe. Or you want to mark the page of a very nice sweet, you know, very nice, very exciting to eat. Or you just want to do something depending on your mood. The bookmark is the epigene, okay? Depending on an outside stimulus, you are going to be different than your gene. So it's something that can be changed compared to what you have identical. That's what is epigenetics. So remember this sentence. You are going to wake up the dormant youth genes. And by doing that, we are going to boost 2 collagens. Who wants to be like a baby face here? Raise your hand. Great, okay. So have you heard that collagen 3 is called baby collagen? Do you know why? Because the collagen 3 is produced when you are in the fetus phase, when you are not even, born. But it goes down when you are just 10 years old. If there's any kid here in the audience, 10 years old, it starts to go down. But collagen 1 starts to go down when we are in the adult phase. So do we need to boost collagen 3? Sure, super exciting, because the new filler is one of the products in the market, I think the only one which boosts is, you know how much of collagen? 1,223%. That is impressive, and this was measured ex vivo. Remember, in the little piece of the skin, we could measure by fluorescence this amount of collagen that is being boosted, and collagen 136%. So you definitely can say to your people that you're going to have a baby skin if you use the Neora filler, because you're boosting excellently collagen 3. And the clinicals that you saw done from us and done from Neora show that in just a few hours, in a few days, you see the smoothing of deep wrinkles. This is because you are boosting collagen 3 and 1, and you are boosting fat. The two important things in order to have fillers working. So forget about invasive fillers, really be according to nature, boosting what you have in your body. That's excellent. And to end up my speech, I'd like just to say something to you. I think that all this event is about commitment and passion. And in the Women's International Day in May 8th, somebody asked me what is success. My definition of success is to really align your personal life with your business life. And I think that's what Neora is doing, and all of you being part of this big family, continue doing that, because the success is guaranteed. Thank you very much.